Provo Beast here, doing another install today on a 97 Jeep Cherokee. Today we're doing a stereo, a new head unit, and I'll be showing you how to wire up the adapter harness to the new radio, run a Bluetooth mic, and get it old one pulled out and new one put in. This applies to specifically Jeep XJ Cherokees from years 97 to 01. So we'll go ahead and get started, and I'll show you with this unboxing and get started from here. Okay, so let's go ahead and unbox this DHX4800BT. It's one of the newest 2015-16 models from Pioneer. First of all, we have the wiring harness. This is what we're going to wire to our adapter bracket. Our adapter harness that goes specifically to the Jeep. So it plugs right into the factory harnesses. We got our Bluetooth mic, hardware, remote, and the unit itself. Okay. On the back here, we got our, focus a little bit better. Got our antenna input right there. Our main harness input, 10 amp fuse. The upper, this hole is for the mic. That hole is for steering wheel controls, or WR, which means wired remote. Then we have our front pre-outputs and our rear subwoofer pre-outputs. That's basically it. Pretty basic radio with aux, USB, and Bluetooth. CD player. Okay, so we're going to get the wiring harness wired up here. Now this is a Metra 70-1817 for, this is Jeeps from 84 to 06. Plays to Chryslers as well. Okay, the typical parts that you'll need. The wiring harness that we showed before, the harness to the Pioneer. We're going to basically strip the wires and marry those using these install bay crimp caps. You can use butt connectors as well. You need an actual crimper and some wire strippers, and if you want to get really fancy, some zip ties to clean up the wiring, which I'm going to be back of. Okay, so what you do is you strip back the wires. Basically, we'll twist the wires together that are stripped. And then we'll put one of these caps on, and then there's a piece of metal in these caps that you crimp, which is nice and tight. You can see my other videos about how to properly wire up a harness, but this is just a quick overview. I'm going to do that to all these. In this circumstance, Jeep doesn't have a ground wire on its harness, but you can ground it right to the chassis. I'll show you when we get closer to that point. Also, it requires a power antenna, which Pioneer doesn't have. Typically, you can either tie it into the amplifier turn-on wire, which is this blue-white, or what I usually do is I tie it just right into the red. So I'll do both reds and the blue together and crimp them. Okay, all matched up. Like I said, the ground is not in the harness, so I kept that exposed so I can get to it. And then I do have amps in the back here that I'll be hooking up, so I need my amp turn-on wire. There you go. Zip tied it. It's all nice and clean. So basically this is ready to go. That'll plug into the factory harness. That'll plug into my new Pioneer. Next segment you'll watch, we'll be going through the front dash bezel to remove it, and to remove the old radio as if it was a factory or a current aftermarket one, like it is, and put in a new one. Alright, next segment here. This applies both to factory radios and aftermarket one. Basically, I'm going to be replacing this radio. I want something with Bluetooth, hence the new radio itself. So fortunately, we'll have the dash kit already. But if you don't have one, and this is the factory radio, you'll need to pick one up. They're about $5 to $10 to $15 depending on where you purchase it. Amazon is a great place. I'll put the description to which exactly piece it is on the information below. Just go ahead and look in the description. as well as all the parts I use today. So the first thing we're going to do is this whole dash bezel is actually just held on with clips. There's little teeny pieces you can grab a hold on to. Yeah, it's just working out just piece by piece. There we go. I have some off-road lights that kind of get in the way, so I'll have to take care of that. But in your circumstance, you should be able to just kind of pop around out. And in the end, you should just kind of be able to put it back. I mean, you can fully take it out in your circumstance. But anyway, it exposes two 10mm bolts. Pull those out. Like I said, factory or aftermarket, doesn't matter. And this will expose the wiring in the back. Okay, for the head unit replacement, I pulled out those two 10mm bolts. So we are good to go. I'm going to go ahead and unhook all this. Going to explain how the aftermarket new radio will fit in this cabin. Okay, here's the Metro dash kit you'll need. Again, I'll post the link below exactly what the model number is, but you'll use this. And then this is the can off the steering wheel. I'm going to slide this can right in there, and then I'm going to bend the tabs out. And I'll do that and show you, but basically this will hold the stereo, and then this bolts in. Kind of like the old one was. Okay. So this is the dash piece. Bend those tabs out. Two on the top, two on the bottom, which hold that can in there nice and tight. And then the stereo slides right in. And that new harness that I wired up will plug right in. Grab it here. So here are factory radio plugs. Now here's the ground I was telling you about. You can either cut that and wire that black wire straight to that, or I have this guy and I made just a kind of a spade connector, and that will connect to that black wire, which will plug right into that spot. And the blue wire, so this is my amplifier RCAs, and I need to strip that wire back, and that's my remote control wire, which plugs into that blue and white wire. I'll do that and show you from that point. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So I got the ground hooked up, the two harnesses into the factory wiring, my amplifier turn-on wire, and those RCAs will plug in, and my main harness. Now before I put the new radio in, I'm going to put in my Bluetooth mic, at least run the cable through the stereo cavity, just so I can get to that. Okay, we're in the Bluetooth mic. There's two Phillips screws. You just pull those out so this can pop out. You're going to run the wire behind it. Put that there. Now this, I'll just tuck back behind the panel all the way down, up underneath, tie it, zip tie it, or run it under the carpet, and I have it coming out here. So you run the Bluetooth mic. So at this point, it's basically reinstall the dash pieces, put the dash kit back together, and so on and so forth. Okay, got that all tucked with that little seam up underneath. I zip tied it to some wiring, which I need to finish over here in the corner, and then out there, and then all the extra, you just plug it and hook it in. Now, ready for the dash kit piece. So with this white up, and what we want to do is notice there's a little guiding tab that goes in the upper one, and then it screws into the lower one. So, yes, I'm going to slide in the stereo. So if we can do this all with one hand, lap. Nice and firm, it's all in there. Time to hook up the wires and put this back together. Okay, it's all in. Plugged everything in the back. Got my amp kit wires run up. Now, if you want to learn how to install a 4-channel amp or a bass amp for a subwoofer, click on the description link below, or I should be able to put in a little note, little pop-up for you that'll show you how to run all the cabling, everything for that nice and clean. So anyways, that's all done. Let me put this dash piece back together and we'll do a final. Okay, good to go. Lighting's kind of weird. Kind of block. So turns on great. Has Bluetooth audio, aux, USB, CD, AM, FM. Have everything put back together. If you have any questions about this install, be sure to throw a comment down below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks so much for watching.